Okay, welcome back to another tutorial. My name is Jakabit. Are you having a challenge on how you can mix your song, how you can master your song? Don't stay back. I'm gonna bring to you guys a complete tutorial on how you can mix and master your songs on Cubase. In case you're coming across this channel for the first time, please consider clicking the subscription button, click the notification bell so that you miss any of our future posts, because we do post amazing stuffs every Monday and every Friday. We do have massive tutorials for you guys, so please join this family and let's have a great community where we lecture and where we interact to know more about music production. Okay, today's tutorial is going to be very detailed. You don't have to skip any part of this video, because the moment you do skip any part of this video, you will not understand the process. So take it gradually so that you can be able to follow me while I mix this song. So this is a very powerful song that I created. Actually, I featured some artists, Mr. Rhymes, I thank you for being part of this project. Tendency, I thank you for being part of this project. The name of the song is Our Lazy Man. So I'm using this song as a reference to train you guys on how I was able to mix, or how I'm going to mix this project from the start to the finish. So before I start, let me just play the song, the intro to the chorus of the song. Because of our time, I'm not gonna play through the song, so I'm gonna take it from the intro, then I'm gonna take it down to the chorus, then we start on how I was able to mix these vocals. So listen while I play.
Mr. Rhymes, tendency like them see. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we don't they hustle to be today, even the hustle and they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we don't they hustle to be today, even the hustle and they pay, oh. Ha, you got to work it, so you can take care of your picking, oh. You got to work it, so you can take care of your family, yeah. Work hard, oh, do I go bless us, thank God, we all make a move.
Okay, right now I will not be going through on how I was able to mix this beat. In case you needed to know how you can mix your beat, then go down the video in this channel, then you can learn how I was able to mix beat. The tutorial on how I was able to mix beat from the foundation is there for you guys to learn. So all the things I'm not going to be talking in this video is how to do sidechain. I already trained you guys on this video on how to do sidechain. But if you are a mixing engineer, or probably this is a song that you produce and you needed to know how you can mix these projects to sound clear, to sound good and very balanced, then the first thing you have to ask yourself is, what is the most important instrument in this song? If I remove the instrument or the sound, it makes the sound very empty. Then once you discover it, then you always make it as a reference. So let me play this chorus again for you guys to listen. Then we are going to figure out which is the leading instrument in this beat.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we don't they hustle to be today, even the hustle and they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we don't they hustle to be today, even the hustle and they pay, oh. Ha, you got to work it, so you can take care of your picking, oh. You got to work it, so you can take care of your family, yeah. Work hard, oh, do I go bless us, yeah.
Okay, you see, any instrument can be the leading. Sometimes a bass can be a leading instrument. Sometimes it might be guitar, it might be the piano, it might be even the percussion you used. So but for the sake of this tutorial and for this song, I think the selling point in this beat is just the bass. Like, I like the way the bass was just matching with the kick. Although I have already done a sidechain on the drums, you know, the percussions and the kick with the bass. So I'm going to just play just the percussion, the beat and the bass for you guys to see that once the bass comes in, the kick goes a little bit like inside, not too loud, so that it give the bass enough room to dominate, because that is the most important that tie the song. I'll play the song again and remove the bass, then you will notice what I am trying to say. So let's start with the sidechain on the track. See what happened there? Immediately the bass stopped, the kick pumps out. That is the function of the sidechains. So let me just silence the sidechain, then you hear exactly how it sounds. This is without a sidechain, and let's add a sidechain. So if you listen closely, you see that once the bass stopped, the kick start to bounce. But once the bass is playing, it gives room for the bass to play while the kick is almost being balanced inside the bass. I don't know if I'm using the right word, but what I'm trying to say is that the kick sits properly into the bass when the sidechain is on, and when the sidechain is not on, the kick just go randomly, and it doesn't sit or it doesn't balance with the bass. So these are the first thing you got to know, that sidechain is a very powerful tools or a very powerful techniques that you should recognize whenever you are mixing your beat. So I'll be going back to how to do a sidechain on Cubase, because I've done that just like I said before. So try to watch the video if you haven't, so that you can learn on how to do the sidechain. So after that, I'll play this song without the bass, because you know I told you that the bass is the leading instrument. So I'll play this song without the bass for you guys to see what I was saying. So this is without the bass. So let's play with the bass for you guys to see that the bass just engaged the beat and made it more lively. So listen. So I'm trying to make sure that we manage our time, so that's why I'm not playing all through to the chorus. So after that, you see that the bass is the leading instrument, and we are able to do a good sidechain on the bass with the kick and the percussions. So the next thing that should come to your mind is the instrument. The instrument per se, what is the keyboard or what is the sound used? I think I played a chord, you know, that just guided me. Then what you have to do is you play the other instrument that comes with the beat. So let's just play this sound chord I got from Purity Pretty Suit. I laid it with a low pass piano and that's just all. So let's just play and see how it sounds. So you see, this is for the piano. So you play other sound to see if actually this piano is trying to overshadow any instrument, and if it is, then you should do a sidechain. Make sure that no instrument in your beat is overlapping the other instrument. Let them be on their own separate environment doing a particular purpose. Sometimes once you didn't understand the power of sidechain, then it actually makes your beat to be clustered with a lot of frequencies. Tunes it properly when the vocal comes into it. So let's just play this with the synth I added. I used single layers lead and I play this synth. So let's just play the synth, then combine it with the chord I played on the song. So let's play the synth first. So let's just play with the chord. You hear how it sounds. Then the essence of us playing these two together is to see if probably we should do a sidechain on it. You know the purpose of sidechain. So when I say we should do a sidechain, you know what I'm trying to say. So let's play the both. So you see automatically the frequencies are not crashing. They are on their own separate path doing a lot of stuff. So this is how you're going to do to other instruments you used. Sketch up just a little part in the song and play just the vocals. Play the vocals without any effect on it. It's very important. Make sure you play the vocals without any effect on it. Then let's see how it sounds. This is one of the lead vocals. I'm going to solo, then I'm going to play without any effect. Let's just hear the raw voice, then while we start adding other stuffs we needed.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
Very powerful song, very powerful. You see, even without, whenever you are opportune to record a good artist, it makes your mixing very, very easy and very simple. You see, this guy we haven't even added auto-tune in these vocals, but it sounds just pretty good. So it makes even your work more easier. So now you have listened to this raw voice. You ask yourself a question: is the voice lacking a low end, or rather lacking a high end or mid or whatever frequency? So once you discover the issues or any problem that the voice have, then you can start from there. So me, what I do first is, so let's play this lead vocal.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So I think the first thing you have to do is to reduce or remove any noise that might come through the mic. So I'm going to add a noise suppressor. We are using NX1 mono. You shouldn't make use of stereo. I already trained you guys about that. So this is your NS1. So automatically you should play the vocals and then adjust to find the number that fits very properly on the noise suppressor. So let's just play.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be
so let's just
today.
increase it.
Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So you see, I made it on 15. If you watch closely on this stuff, you discover that it shouldn't just exceed -6, you know, once the vocal is on. But once the vocal is off, it drops very drastically. So let's play without it, then you understand how it sounds.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
See, so let's play with it.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
You might not notice the difference, but it has a good effect on the vocals. Actually, some percentage of noise we are able to suppress. So the next thing I do is to add auto-tune. Actually, the artist might be data artists that like auto-tune, so you must have to first of all consider it. So let's just add auto-tune. I like using this auto-tune 5. So the song is on the key of G major. Then I train you guys already on how you can do your auto-tune, so I won't be going on it again. So in case you missed the tutorial, go back to the tutorial and learn how to use your auto-tune. So I've already added auto-tune and I placed the retune speed on 0. So let's play and see how it sounds.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle no be today. Even the hustle done they pay,
so with
oh.
auto-tune.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So this is it. So the next thing you have to do is, you have already added this auto-tune. The next thing you should do before you do your compressor is to do a little bit of subtractive EQ, and I'll be using a stock plugin that comes with the Cubase called Studio EQ. Now we have added our Studio EQ. This is our free stock plugin that comes with Cubase, and then the next is to on all these parameters and turn all of them to peak. These ones that are non-peak, you turn it all to peak. So you have your first settings and your first band all through your fourth band. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the first band, what you have to do is, we are trying to reduce or remove all the EQ that are not okay. So listen as I reduce some frequencies that are not needed on these vocals.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay.
You see why I concentrated in not saying anything, why I'm adjusting this EQ was to listen to know where the wrong frequency lies and to cut it off. So let's just play without the EQ, then play with the EQ. So now the EQ is off, is bypassed, then let's play and yeah.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So now let's play with the EQ turned on and see the difference.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So I'm not touching the output gain because it's not actually the time to boost all the vocals. I'm just, the essence of using this is just to do my subtractive EQ. So I'm not touching the output volume, it's just left this way. So the next thing that comes to your mind is gonna be a compressor. So I always use these reversed. They are very wonderful. The three parameters that are so wonderful in this reversed is the gate, compressor, and the gain. So we are going to play the vocals, then while we adjust the gain to see where it sits, and now we compress the voice. So listen.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay.
So you see, we are already done our gate and our compressor. Then we're gonna play without the compressor and with the compressor for you guys to see what the compressor does on that lead vocals.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So with the compressor turn on, then see how it sounds.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So now the compressor has been added. The next thing that comes to your mind is your DSR, because I'm hearing some E's and C's sounds on the vocal, so I needed to make sure that I remove it. So I use a stock plugin DSR that comes with Cubase. So this is I just use the preset on the male heavy. Then let's play and see that how it sounds with the DSR, and I'll play without the DSR and see how it sounds.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
You see, it we are able to cut the hustle. So let's play without it. Then you see that it control the hustle, the S hustle sound. So let's play.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So let's turn it on. You see that how it will able to cut off the his and s sounds.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
Even the today, you know, all the stuffs like that we're able to removed. So after that, the next thing that we should be adding is okay, at this junction, after you might have added this, then you should just play the beat, then you listen and see how it sounds.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So if you listen closely, you understand that this lead voice has one issue, has a problem. And what is the problem? The problem is that the low end is still present. I discovered that there's supposed to be an amount of low end that's supposed to be cut off. So with that, the next thing that comes to my mind is the next thing that we should focus on, how we can able to use our EQ to cut off the low end. So how do you do it? You turn on this, then try to cut off the low end to about probably 250, but that should be when you play. Then I tried the other one. I tried to put it all the way to the -24, then 100x, just to make sure that I have a perfect cut. So that is why. So let's just play now that I cut the low end, and if the 250 is not okay on the low end, I still cut more. But let's just play, because I know the vocals normally doesn't have that bass line, so there's no point in cutting much bass. At least let's still have that fuse of bass on it. So that's the essence of us playing it. So let's just play.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So now you see that the bass has been adjusted. The essence of us cutting it is so that the bass and the kick will have a seat on that part. So but I think we still have to cut more. You still have to cut more. I think we still have to cut more. So let's just play.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
You see, so this is a very powerful strategy that you should use anytime that you discover that your vocals are already heavy. You should make sure that the low end is cut off. Very, very, very important. So let's play the beat now that the voice has been cut off. So we are just playing this lead voice while we cut off the low end on the vocals. So listen.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
You see that it is already seated. So the next thing we should do is, on our group channel already, you should first of all group it. Although I've already taught you guys how you can group your tracks, so I'm not still going to go back on it. In case you're missing this or you don't know how to do that, you should watch the tutorial down so you can learn how to do it. Okay, this is the group track. So what you have to do again is to ask yourself, what's again, or should I add? I think you should add first of all your distorting dap tube. Just use the preset and let's play and see if it controls any distortion.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So it's okay. So the next thing that comes to my mind is my stereo imager. I needed to make sure that this lead voice is being spread, like it's being spread so well. So I'll be using a plugin from Nomad Factory BT Stereo Imager. So I'll be using Stereo Imager, then while I adjust, just to make sure that the vocal spread in the beat.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man.
So after that, the next thing that might come is still to add a bit of this DSR on this, because you must make sure that we control this E sound. There are two ways you should do it: either you insert it or you send it. But because I've already inserted it on the lead vocal, that is the individual track, then I should send it. So that is why I'll send it. You add your FX channel, go to the DSR and add your male AV, then turn it on. But the good strategy about this DSR is that the E sound is coming especially not from the bass, so you make sure you cut off everything that comes with the bass all the way to like about 450 500 is okay. Then you now add your DSR on the send. So let's add the DSR. So this is the DSR. You adjust it. Let's say you adjust it to the maximum, then while you play you adjust the volume to where it falls okay. So let's just adjust it. Let's just play and adjust.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay.
So I think minus 4.71 is a very good setting. So now we have make sure that there's nothing like C or E sound on the vocal. So after you are done with it, then you go to that your individual track and copy, Control C, copy this particular preset so you can paste it all through the other lead vocals. So any part that you think that you still want to make sure that it sounds that way, then you should paste it all through. I have already pasted all of it. So now we have already pasted all of this. Then the next thing you should do is just make sure you balance the vocal without the beat. So we'll play all the vocals that comes behind this. I guess it should be a backup. So we should just play and see how this backup sounds. So let's play and see how the backup sounds without the lead voice.
We done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done the pay.
Wow, nice one. Wow. So let's play with the lead voice and the backup and see how it sounds.
Call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So this is the first backup. I'll play the first backup, then play the backup for you guys to hear how it sounds. So listen.
We done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
This is the first, the second.
We done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So he did it like a double track. Okay, then if in such case that you have your backup being done in a double track, then you should now use your pan settings to remote the left and right, to remove the left and right on panning. So I have to put this on my right 30%, the other on my left 30%. Then I play the second tune, the second backup.
We done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. We done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So the same thing is what you're going to do. Remember, the other one is on left and right 30%. So the second I might choose to do it on 60%, and the left on still 60%. So we're gonna play the both being pan. You see the difference.
We done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
So let's play with the lead voice and you see how it sounds on it.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh.
Very powerful. We are achieving a great mix right here. So after you're done that, remember, you still group these backups. You create a different group track, then you group all of them. Let's just play just the backup.
We done the hustle, no be today. Even the hustle done they pay, oh. Hustle, no be today. Even the hustle.
So because it's a backup chorus, we needed to make sure that it spreads, like it spreads. So that will make us to add an effect from the modulation, which is the chorus. I like using these free stock plugins, especially the preset wide backing vocals. So then you see how this particular free stock plugin separates this vocal and make it more loud.
Hustle no be today, even the hustle done they pay. Hustle no be today, even the hustle done they pay.
So let's just remove it. You see the difference.
Hustle no be today, even the hustle done they pay.
There's no presence. So once you add it, it spreads the vocal very wide. So after that, the next thing you have to do is you still cut off the low end, because this backup we don't need the low end. So I'm cutting off from 35. Then at this junction, I might want to reduce some subtractive EQ. So how we do it, I might be talking, I might not be talking, so that I can listen to see where the wrong frequency falls.
Hustle be today, even the hustle done they pay. Hustle be today, even the hustle done they pay. Hustle be today, even the hustle done they pay. Hustle be today, even the hustle done they pay. Hustle be today, even the hustle done they pay. Hustle be today, even the hustle done they pay. Hustle be today, even the hustle done they pay. Hustle be.
So we're able to remove all those wrong frequencies at that backup chorus. So the next thing we should be adding is still your stereo imager to still spread it up. I use this preset Nice Stereo 2. So there's not much thing to be done on this except our time basic effect. Then I now added the lead voice. Then you see how it sounds with the lead voice. Very powerful. So this is a very powerful technique that you should use whenever you are trying to mix your backup vocals. So let's play with the beat. So far, let's see how it sounds.
See, lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we don't the hustle, no be today, even the hustle don't they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we don't the hustle, no be today, even the hustle don't they pay, oh. See.
So I noticed that the backup chorus is too high. So from the group track, I tried to play, then reduce the volume to where that it will sit properly and it will be okay from a listening ear.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we don't the hustle, no be today, even the hustle don't they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we don't the hustle, no be today, even the hustle don't they pay, oh. See, lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we don't the hustle, no be today, even the hustle don't they pay.
Okay, very powerful. You see, we have already balanced the vocals with the backups. So the next that comes to your mind is probably to play the other part of the song to see where you can adjust the vocal. Maybe most of the vocal might be low, you turn it off or you turn it up, then when it is too high you reduce it. So that's more reason why you should play through. But because of our time, I won't be playing all through to adjust all this. The next thing I will be doing is to play through and see if there are other stops to do, then why we go over to the next. So let's just play from the chorus and see how it sounds, at least from the chorus to the first verse.
Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we don't the hustle, no be today, even the hustle don't they pay, oh. Lazy man, oh, they call we lazy man, oh, we don't the hustle, no be today, even the hustle don't they pay, oh. Ha, you got to work it, so you can take care of your pikin, oh. You got to work it, so you can take care of your family, yeah. Work a day, oh, you are go bless us, thank God, we are make a move. You make you double your hustle, rara. You're not getting the naira, you are dreaming to own all the dollar. Life will not jejely before you become a baller. You are not riding Okada, you want to the own a Bugatti. You work, you must to chop, but you know work, you know go see food. Lazy man from here to you, to sit down for chair, he no go pay you. Jejely. Life will not jejely with the race.
So now, after you might have balanced your vocals, then you have done all I have teach you guys, then the next thing you have to do is your reverb, which is the time basic effect. So this is gonna come in our part 2 of this mixing tutorial. Please, I know if this video has been helpful so far, please consider dropping a comment to tell us that you appreciate what we are doing in this community. It helps us a lot. And if already you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing click the notification bell so you miss any of our future content, because we do post amazing stuffs every Mondays and every Fridays. So stay back in this channel. Part 2 of this complete tutorial on mixing and mastering on Cubase is coming to you. At the part 2, we are going to go to this next part, which is the time basic effect, the other parameters that you might be needing during your mixing. Then after that, we go straight to how to master your vocals and make it a banger using these simple tips and strategies I'm gonna reveal to you.